Hello, everybody.
All right.
There's a Mikey.
Hello.
Look at him. Enjoy.
Look at-
Feast
look-
for
Hi,
the
it's me.
eyes.
I was just looking at the I'm looking at the EGM Kickstarter, which is like already at $100,000 with a $25,000 goal, and I noticed there's like this list of people contributing to it. What the hell? Why aren't we contributing?
Yeah, why aren't
to
we?
it?
You have a byline in EGM, right?
I have written a story for EGM before.
I never
You know what?
got
They
to
sent
do
me
that.
a newsletter. Maybe I should just tell them like, hey, that's great. Well, we wrote a story. Let me know if you need any more things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we should contribute to this thing. All right, let's see here. Let me match your freak because I look like a weird giant compared to you right now.
Somebody gonna match my frick. Somebody gonna match my nest. That's a good song.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Pumpkin Jack fell over in the front yard.
Oh no!
No.
It's okay. It's way too
He
windy.
survived?
I'm gonna leave him. Yeah, he survived. Steph was like, he's broken in half because it's dark. I'm like,
Sky's my witness.
like
She's broken
me.
in half.
I would have looked at it. I would be like, same.
right. This is me. Yeah.
Big mood.
Okay. There's that. I'm gonna turn off that music. Let's test this music. This is last of the Nintendogs.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Did you guys hear that? I'm gonna say no.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh
No,
boy.
I don't do
Okay.
shit.
Okay. Hang on. Let me figure this out. I'm gonna probably go quiet for a second.
Yeah. Probably go quiet. Today I don't know what to do. I don't know. I need help. Today I was playing Street Fighter. I was playing Ranked. A cross path with my friend Jeremiah Skurchi. I don't know if people know it from New Game Plus. And I did the nasty on him. It was messed up. It wasn't fun to see. And I was about to send him a message, a text of like GG's or something, and then I thought better. And I haven't sent him a
Check.
message yet.
All right. I'm good
I don't know
there.
what to do.
Let's
So
do
maybe
this.
I should send him a message. Maybe I should never bring that up. You know,
Just never mention it. Pretend it
I
never
will
happened.
never mention it.
Yeah.
But it was nasty. And I kind of want to tell
You
him
guys
that.
hear me? Start
I do hear you,
cheering
Wario.
now!
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tweet and then we'll be good.
Yeah. He can beat the shit out of me too, which is a problem.
Gotta crack a window. Very cold outside.
I'm so proud of him remembering Windows.
cold?
Yeah, remember when you didn't know how to do that?
Oh, he
Yeah.
learned
I gotta
the
turn
tech
my
from
heat off
you.
now too.
That's good stuff.
Properties.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
What an amazing life hack. Oh, fucking
Beautiful.
Yankees, God. We had bases loaded with one out and couldn't get
Damn
anything.
Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we
That's
just
never
got a
happened to any
leadoff-
other team
We just got a
ever.
leadoff hit in the
Yeah.
top of the fifth, though. So there's something. All right. I swear I'm not gonna.
How many hits does
I'm
Quan
not
have?
He just got one.
Okay, if he gets another one, I think I win like $30. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, well he just got one.
Okay. All right. Let's see
Oh my
here.
god, I look away, we scored twice again. Damn. Sorry, Argentina, Bolivia match.
Shit, I was supposed to look at.
Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum,
Bro, I
bum.
look away for like 15 minutes. Fucking fuck them up.
Must be nice to like sports.
It is nice.
It is nice.
Really nice.
It's until
you
your
know
team
that-
loses and then you're sad for a day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Uh,
just laughing at people around here because
Never
that
be-
happens all the time.
Yeah.
never root for Argentina though. It's like a fucking. It 6 years of your life. It's only suffering.
It doesn't
We
seem like
only
it's
win if we
only
suffer.
suffering, personally. When I look at how many World Cups you've won, it seems like maybe sometimes it's not
No,
suffering.
we won a lot, but it's never easy. It's always like it's always until the last minute, the last second. Your heart can't. It's harsh, okay? Being this successful is really.
Oh, I would know, of course. All right, let's see. I've tweeted. We are good. We're good. We're good. Mike, I'm gonna bring us in. You ready? Well, I'm gonna count
Absolutely.
you in. All right.
Yeah, you counted him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to get the rundown in front of myself. Where did I put it? Where did I put you?
Wait, we had a rundown? All right.
I do have a rundown.
Shave and a haircut. 2 bits.
Mike
Okay.
Minotti.
All right, let's do it.
Mike and Minotti. Mike Minotti.
No, don't do it. It's gonna stay there in my brain forever. I'm gonna go crazy.
5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, Pokemon are leaking. Super Mario Party Jamboree reviews are out. And what is Nintendo testing? But first off, Mr. Jeff Grubb, nice to see you again, sir. How are you doing?
Nice to see you too. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a moment with games right now where not a lot is like clicking for me. Could be depression. Who knows? It's hard to put a finger on it.
Seasonal depression?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe regular old. I just need to exercise again. I got off the bandwagon of exercising.
Oh, I feel that.
And I think that is like just the dopamine's not coming from anywhere. So I think I need to do that. I need to maybe go for a couple of walks, maybe read a book, do something else. I did start Nine Souls though, and I took Emmy to an appointment today, and she goes in. I got to go in the fun room and like hop around and do a bunch of stuff, hanging from monkey bars. So she was having a good time, and I was out there on the Steam Deck and I was playing Nine Souls. And I got to a hard boss, and I'm like, oh, this Metroidvania is kind of a Souls-like as well. So that boss took like maybe 15 tries. It was very challenging, and I was like, oh, I'm into this. And it's like, oh man, I think maybe I've just been playing games that haven't been challenging me enough. Not that like I'm playing, or not that I'm so good. I'm just playing games that aren't of that ilk right now. And then once I got in the mood, once I started doing that, I got very much in the mood for that game. So it'll probably be fine here, but I definitely bounced off of like 4 or 5 games before Nine Souls, and it was like, I should be liking these games. There's something wrong. So yeah, other than that, doing pretty good and enjoying the weather. I'm glad it's starting to cool off in a big way.
It is cold. Yeah. It's going to warm up a little bit again this weekend. Hopefully that's temporary. Would it help if I yelled at you for not liking a game that I liked?
Of course. When has that ever not worked?
Yeah, there you go. Play some metaphor. Do you need me to take you to Margaritaville, buddy?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I
just
feel like
say it. Just say the word. I'll take a day off. We'll go to Margaritaville.
Yeah, we should make that happen. That sounds like a good time. I gotta send you your burnt ends before you do that, because I feel like I gotta make good on the bet.
If you need a pass on that, we don't.
No. I'm fine with that. I definitely am excited.
I don't want that to be the thing that pushed you over the edge.
No, there's no risk of that. No, I'm happy to send you the burnt ends. I'm very excited for you to have those.
I'm excited for them. We should have them. We should enjoy them together as friends.
I think that'd be great. Yes, I'm definitely gonna get some for the family as well. As long as I'm gonna get some of the sausage from them. That was really good. Dan had never had the sausage. I'm like, try the sausage. It's great. So we're talking about Casey Joe's. I lost a bet to Mike when his team beat my team in the MLB playoffs. In case you're trying to catch up of what's happening here.
Yes, and in case you're wondering, Guardians have the bases loaded right now with no outs on top of the fifth. So hopefully something happens there. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Fly ball.
Should be able to
enough to score a run at least.
Yeah, sack fly. Great.
He wanted more though. We'll get on the board. That's fine. Thank you for joining us for Last of the Nintendogs. Everybody, you can send in a super chat during the show. We will read those on the air. I see a bunch in there already. Thank you so much. And don't forget to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/GameS. That gets you access to the special Discord channels where you can do things like ask us questions that we will answer during today's show, because it is going to be a mailbag episode here. There's a bunch of other perks like the GameS Game Club. There's a Q&A that we'll do. So Columbro's early access. We did a new episode not too long ago. So the big thanks to everyone who does support us on the Patreon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you consider it. Jeff, we have some events happening in Nintendo world. Many of them not of their own making. Specifically, these Pokemon leaks. Big leak at the Pokemon company.
Yeah, so I've been trying to catch up on this a little bit. Again, I had kind of a busy weekend, and then we had Monday off, and I kind of unplugged a little bit. By that, I mean I laid down a bunch. my understanding is this was a phishing scam, is what people believe. Is someone was able to like get someone's login information to get into the back end and able to download all this stuff. They downloaded a lot, specifically related to Game Freak, and that means they had a bunch of stuff about how the games are made and all kinds of assets and actual like files that show how they create characters, and there's been some interesting insights from some of these things.
Yeah, so like some like the actual consequential stuff so far, like the entire source code for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which are very popular games in the series. Those are the remakes of Gold and Silver for the DS. And that source code is online, so people can do stuff with that. There are apparently some details about Pokemon Legend ZA, or ZA, that are starting to trickle out there, and there might be more of that happening too. But yeah, there's also this weird stuff like this backstory for Typhlosion, who is the last evolution of the fire starting Pokemon from Pokemon Gold and Silver again. There's this weird thing about Typhlosion being a shapeshifter who tricked a girl into mating with them and making a half Pokemon child, and it's like, what is all this? And like there's like, there's like a document about like planning for gym leaders of Pokemon Black and White, and the Skylab page is like, she should kind of look like Jennifer Lopez. And then they like have her measurements. It even like says the words like, everything is small but her chest. And it's just weird to see them say these things like out loud. And again, like a lot of this stuff, never meant to be seen, maybe wasn't really part of the final equation that much, but it's very bizarre to get this peek behind the curtain as such a secretive, closed-off company.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like we get to look in the freezer and there's a bag labeled Game Freak's weird character designs, and then we looked in the bag and it's like a bunch of weird stuff from Game Freak. It's like, what did we expect? Right, exactly. It definitely all along had this not stench about it, because I think it's a charming aroma for the most part when it becomes potpourri. Potpourri, but it becomes a final product where it's like, yeah, I mostly like the stuff that you're doing here, especially in terms of character designs. But yes, to see it just put in such blunt terms of, there's like 2 Latino women in this dog, make her look like this and with a big chest, and that's kind of incredible. Like, what are the like ramifications here? Obviously, the stuff they're worried about is like the source code leaking. I'm sure that will have some problems for them.
Am I allowed to be excited? Like, because like there's personal information a part of this leak, and that's bad. But
yes,
like the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like source code getting out there, like people can do some stuff with that, and I don't know if I'm allowed to be excited about that.
I'm excited about that kind of stuff. Of course, it's like. It's always best when it's the reverse engineered kind, like what's happening with N64 right now. They have that whole project where it's like, we can basically reverse engineer any of these games now. We just got to put a little bit of time into it. They've been doing it one game at a time, and it's been excellent. And it's like, no harm, no foul. Like, what can you do about this, Nintendo? This is just, I'm sure they have stuff they can do about it, but they haven't so far, and that's been great. Now we're getting PC ports of like just about every cool N64 game. Having the same happen to Pokemon, and apparently it's happening to X and Y as well. Someone just in chat said that the source code for X and Y is also included.
We don't
in these
want
files.
those. They can keep those. That's fine.
Heart Gold, Soul Silver, yeah, that's exciting though, sure.
Yeah, but again, hopefully none of the employees are going to be at risk or anything like that. Having that info out there is rough, and I'm sure a lot of people are not happy. And we see again pretty litigious groups over there. They might come after this person pretty hard. I tell you what, I wouldn't do this even if I was an actor.
Oh yeah, for real.
I don't know if I would target Pokemon.
Yeah, I would steer clear of any Nintendo related entity. Absolutely, that would be like on a whiteboard somewhere.
Entity.
Yeah, don't do this to Nintendo. And there should be a Pokemon called Entity. Yes,
absolutely. Gosh, Jeff, right when we finished the podcast on Tuesday, we finished podcast on Tuesday last week, and then Wednesday was when like some weird stuff started happening at Nintendo, specifically this online test of some sort that's going to be happening soon. They took 10,000 people. It's to test a new feature for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. They're recommending that people who test it are use like a Doctimo with a wired connection. I know you're going to be in the test. It's starting like in like a week or something like that.
I think you can get the download code on the 20th, 21st, time zones, weirdness there. And then I think it begins in earnest on the 24th.
Everyone's trying to figure out what this is going to be. We don't know like that. We know the file size, and it's matter of gigabytes here, small amount of that. But so it can't just be like something real small, like a voice chat thing, maybe. And everyone's taking what little clues we have, which isn't much. And then this thing's probably going to come out and be something really dumb and small. But it's hard not to let your imagination go wild because they're being secretive about it. It's Nintendo; they're always secretive, though. This is clearly probably something more for the Switch 2 than for the Switch. GameCube gets thrown out there a lot. Do you really think this has anything to do with the GameCube?
I am, knowing full well that I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I am beginning to get my hopes up that this is GameCube related. And now the full hope here is, sorry, it's going to be a double. No. Okay. My full hope here is that this is, you can download GameCube games, and the reason that they're doing this is that they'll let you start streaming them if you don't want to download every single GameCube game to your Switch, but you have the option. Because that sounds fine to me. If it's just cloud streaming, I'm with you in that I don't need that. I guess I do suppose it's better than nothing. I think some people, including you, maybe might disagree with that even.
It would be nothing for me. I just wouldn't use it.
It's equivalent to nothing to you. Right, exactly. But better than nothing, I suppose. But I like 2.2 gigabytes is a lot. To me, that says when you download it, you're downloading a game along with it, a couple games maybe for the GameCube. Again, it could be anything, but I'm beginning to think, hey, those old rumors were there's something GameCube related coming to Nintendo Switch Online at any point in the next couple of years. They are associating this test with Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack members. I think you have to be an expansion pack member to sign up for this, which means that's already the higher tier, which was what the GameCube would live on at least. So I'm just choosing to believe the signs that are confirming my bias here.
We'll find out soon enough. I will be interested to see. With my luck, it is going to be something amazing. Like it's Super Smash Brothers Melee with rollback netcode, and you're going to have access to it, and I'm not.
I'll be like,
then I'm really going to be visiting.
I'm like, what is this bullshit? No, yeah, no.
You're like, oh, this game's bad.
Been playing some Smash with the kids recently, and it's I'm like, I'm gonna actually try now, and it's fun. What a kind of a fun game. Yeah.
Let me coach you a little bit. I want you to get you some fundamentals. You'll appreciate
just some fundamentals. I always liked Luigi. I had a good time with Luigi. I like his flying headbutt. Sideways headbutt. It felt like a good recovery tool.
Do you have a good recovery tool on?
Yeah. With the kids, absolutely, yes. Because
you're allowed to have items on. It's okay.
Yeah, when we're playing, especially because we're always playing. They're always doing fun games where they're like, all right, we're gonna have everyone versus Yoshi, and everyone's gonna beat up Yoshi, and then they tell stories about how we're all beating up Yoshi. It's a great time.
That's great.
Yeah.
The other weird thing was the Nintendo Alarmo. They announced an alarm clock.
Sorry. Marino in chat says they're making friend codes longer, 2.2 gigabytes worth longer.
That's incredible. It's just a programming language.
Binary, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, the Nintendo Alarmo. I got my email, mine shipping, so couldn't resist this expensive clock. It better be cool, I guess.
Yeah, I got mine's supposed to be here Thursday, although Dan's also was apparently supposed to be here at his house on Thursday, and he got his today. So I'm living.
He got his?
Yeah, he said it was he got his notification that it arrived at his house. He said, I believe that's what he said. So I'm just kind of walking around darn it, I don't have mine yet. And not once I get it, it's not like my life's going to be any different, Mike. I don't know why I care.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be neat to get it and open it up and use it that first time at least. Maybe it's going to change our lives. Maybe we're going to wake up to the sounds of Jump Up Superstar. We're going to have more energy and zeal for life than we've ever had before.
I like the look of the thing. I hate the screen, the square screen and the circle that really bothers me.
Bother me immensely.
But other than that, I think this is a pretty cute thing. I like what they've shown in terms of the scenes from the games. I really like the idea of falling asleep to Pikmin sounds. I like Pikmin that much. But yeah, once I get the thing, I know it'll be a couple of hot and heavy days with it, and then probably not think about it much ever again.
Gotta have it though.
Oh, not even a question. I pre-ordered it right away.
I I only am upset at myself for thinking I wasn't going to get
Right,
it. I waited a few hours.
Yeah, if you're gonna be weak in pre-order, don't pretend you're not gonna be weak, Mike. Come on. Yeah.
Exactly. I did think I was like, maybe I'll just, get it for Christmas from somebody. Then I was like, oh, I shouldn't make people buy me $100 thing for Christmas. And also, what if it sells out?
Yeah.
So yeah. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. Jeff, last thing here, Super Mario Party Jamboree reviews are in. It's an 81 average on OpenCritic.
I didn't even look. It's an 81. That's incredible.
Yeah, for Mario Party these days, pretty good. Logan Planet IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, says Super Mario Party Jamboree is the series' newest superstar with fantastic boards, mini games, customizable rules that return to the classic formula while also improving upon it. Adam Cook at God is a Geek said Super Mario Party Jamboree is the biggest and best in the series to date with a plethora of modes and ways to play. That's a 9 out of 10. And then some loser named Dan Reichert at GameSpot gave it a 6 out of 10, said Nintendo's party loses a little luster in its attempt to widen its scope. Dan talked a lot about his thoughts on Mario Party Jamboree on the Bombcast that we did today, if you want to look at that.
Wait, what does it have on OpenCritic?
An OpenCritic is an 81. Why? What did we guess?
Can you say that again?
81.
Just one more time for me.
Is that exactly what you said?
That's exactly what I said, yeah. Now, to be fair, you said 80. So give it some time, and you could be the one rubbing it in my face. So
I could be. It took Metaphor. Is Metaphor still at a 92 now? It may have settled there. You may have gotten Metaphor Fantasio right on the money. Yeah, it's still at a 92. I wanted 92 for that.
92, really?
Before me, it's 92 again. So
okay, I don't think it's going back up to a 93. If anything, it goes down to 91.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think it's settling there now. How are you feeling about Mario Party Jamboree right now? Are you excited for it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what I expected. Where it was, this one seems like they're doing a lot, and that I could fool myself and get excited about that, or I could know it's going to be kind of a Nintendo party game, and they'll use all of that extra stuff to kind of water down some of the things that I really like. That's what Dan sort of explained to us in the Bombcast today, and that's fine. The game is going to be what I need it to be when we're doing the stuff that we're doing with this game. When we're actually playing the core Mario Party, which, who knows, for this thing on Thursday night, which, again, we should talk about that for everybody. Decides is going to be a little bit earlier because we're actually going to be playing Mario Party Jamboree on Giant Bomb at that normal time slot.
Still have content at this time to enjoy. Don't
worry.
Yes,
we'll direct you all in that direction. But we'll probably try a bunch of the modes that night. But when we're doing like the core party thing a couple of times over the next year or so, I'm sure we'll be just fine with it, but I in this moment, noticing that Nintendo did the Nintendo thing, I'm not surprised.
It's one of the takeaways I had when we saw it at PAX was how interesting the new boards looked, and that's something even Dan agreed with. It's some of the best new boards we've had in this series for a while. So that alone has me excited enough. I am curious if I am going to find this to be a replacement for Mario Party Superstars, which has definitely been my favorite Mario Party game in a long time, largely because it is kind of playing the hits. And like Dan, I'm not sure how much some of this new stuff's going to really appeal to me, and how much, maybe those efforts could have just been focused on making the core Mario Party game even better and more packed with features. How often are people really going to fight against Imposter Bowser? Which, by the way, one thing I learned today, Dan Reichert does not like Imposter Bowser, and I think I agree with him.
Okay, explain Imposter Bowser.
Remember when we did that one mode where there's a big Bowser running around? We had to fill a cannon with cannonballs and shoot him.
Right.
That's so they're very clear. Like, this isn't Bowser. That's a fake Bowser that you're attacking.
Why?
Because you can play as Bowser.
I mean, so?
Yeah, you can read all about it in Dan Reichert's review.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, Mario Party Jamboree, which is at GameSpot.com.
That's good. Paradigm Dream in chat says it should just be Paradigm. Thank you. Paradigm Dream says it should just be Doug Bowser.
There you go. Yeah, that's the real imposter.
That's the real
Bowser.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's it for our news stories. I want to take a quick break here. We got some super chats to dive into.
Sounds good. It's like chat won't even let you have a stroke. It's so offensive.
Didn't you used to be a writer?
I just listen. I'm kind of far away from chat, and it's like hard to see like where the one word ends and the next one begins. But
okay.
barely used to be a writer.
I'm glad we got those 2 rounds, but we could have gotten so much more there. I'll take it. I'll
Yep.
take it.
Yep. Hey, yeah, leaving runners on base. It kind of sucks, huh?
It sure does.
All right,
sure
Chef,
does.
do you have those stupid shots?
Yes. Yes, I do now.
There we go.
All right. I am good.
All right, bring it back.
Do, do, do. All right, Jeff, we're back. Would you please read the super chat, sir?
Yeah. Wahova Gods, is that the joke?
Fahogwa Gods.
Fahokwa Gods says, "Hey guys, just want to send a birthday shout out to my friend Jerry Jones. Just wanted to say sorry for the Detroit Lions dancing on all them hoes. Speaking of turn-based RPGs, what'd you name your character? Mine is Mariah Ferry.
That's very good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, one thing I do really like about fantasy games is that it's one where just naming my person Tokoto pretty much just works fine.
Yes,
yeah.
AAA sent me one of these cards where I think I didn't really sign up for AAA, but they're like, here's your card if you kind of write us back and give us money. But on the card, it was Jeffrey Grug with 2 G's. And then me and Steph had a lot of fun being like, Grug, I am Grug hungry. And so whenever I need sort of a fantasy sounding name, I go with Grug these days. Although
good.
I'll do the I think this is for Star Wars mostly, or like sci-fi games. I'll do my names backwards. Fedgeberg. That's
Fedgeberg.
Yeah,
that just sounds like a suburb of Cincinnati or something.
There's a space in there, but yeah, totally. Let's see here. Another one from Fahogo Gods. Adding on to the question in metaphor. No. We knew which game you were talking about when you said you named your character Mariah Ferry.
I figured it out, but thank you. Yeah, there hasn't been too many other major games in recent months here with fairies in them, so there you go.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Talk to your fairy, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, that game asked you for 2 names. And at the beginning, I got confused. Yeah, I got confused for a second. I was like, you already asked me. I was like, oh shit, well, I need to come up with another name.
I figured out what was going on. Yeah, it's fun stuff. I can't wait to see how it plays off. All right, next, Jeff.
Simon from Saskatchewan says, for an incentive for next year's GB game draft, the winner can make any draft participant except for Blight Club regulars play, a normal Blight Club game. Or if Blight Club regular is picked, they can play a bad NES game. There's something there.
Might be something there.
We're doing something similar to that this year, where it's like the loser has to play the worst game that was chosen.
The worst reviewed game, yeah.
Right.
God, I wonder what that is right now.
I think it probably still is the pirate game, Skull and Bones.
Yeah, Skull and Bones. I mean, the Suicide Squad. No one picked Suicide Squad, did they? Jan might have picked Suicide Squad.
Jan and Nikki got pretty wild. With their first picks early in the year.
Big moves by Sean, by the way. Sean was saying it.
Who?
And, we were Sean got big
the guy
points
who
with
passed
metaphor. Got
Listen,
big points with metaphor. Good
and I
played.
still have Dragon Quest yet to come.
Oh, man, Dragon Quest is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neva did pretty good for me today. That was 87, 88 in that range. And then I still have Dragon Age coming. Feel really good about that. And then Brothership, we'll see. Brothership could be anywhere in the 80s. I don't know.
I have Indiana Jones, which could maybe do well. Rivals of Aether 2 is a bit of like a gamble. I hope that pays off. And then Mina the Hollower, it's looking less and less likely. Like that comes out this year every day. So when it gets to like December, I'm going to like just pivot and try to get something else. We'll see.
Sean, what's the rule on dropping games that have been confirmed not coming out this year?
I believe you can just do that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you just do that.
So
I think there's a limit on it. It's been a while since it's come up, so I forget exactly how it works out.
So here's what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about reaching out to these games that I think are not going to come out that are on my list and try to get news stories written so this website will update and say, yeah, Skate Story seems like it might still come out this year, but I forget my other one that might not come out this year. I'm like, I should just do it for that.
Tactics.
Yeah, because I have that power. Why not take advantage of it?
Fair. That's fair.
All right. I think we're on Nintendo here. Forget Typhlosion. That slacking story is fucked up. I didn't see this one.
Oh, I missed the one about Slacking. Although I saw separately that Slacking was maybe going to be in the Pokemon, that movie, Detective Pikachu, and the design was real weird. I never liked Slacking. Anyways, Slacking is already problematic. I don't need to know more.
I looked it up, and I was like, I don't need to know the story. That this guy is in some shady shit. Dude. Like, I don't like his post. Nothing about this guy. He's weird.
Oh, Slack King, is that the
It's like a giant sloth.
Sloth one, right?
Looks like you, Jeff.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like Ape Man. Yeah.
Just like Grug.
Yeah, he looks like a Grug. Yeah. Long ago in the distant past, the world did not view humans as allies to. I'm not. Yeah, you're right. There's too much going on with this already. All right.
By the way, 2 games are tied as the worst game in the fantasy draft so far. They're at 60. Nobody got Suicide Squad. But yeah, it is Skull and Bones at 60. But also Foam Stars at 60.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll see. Maybe we can have a Foam Stars part if it's still running. God, is that game still going?
Is it going free to play? Yeah, it'll be easy. We can all do it.
Free to play. Yeah, they entered their 9th season, which makes no sense.
That's incredible. That's insane.
What the fuck does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything. They're just saying things now.
We're all gonna foam.
Epic Open World says, Mike, if Dan ever says any dialogue from a video game is stupid, just have dialogue from Metal Gear or Death Stranding at the ready.
Yeah, look, I don't want to give Dan too much crud for this. If Dan doesn't want to
no, I do. No, hang on, Mike, I'm sorry. We need to talk about this.
Jeff, I've been bracing for it all day.
Jeff, Dan played
go
like
ahead.
a damn fiddle. He used you so hard in that conversation.
Listen.
No, hang on.
Okay, please. Yes, I want to hear. Yeah.
I know Mike was blinded by rage, so he didn't think to do this, but the context is important for that line. Let me ask you, is it the question itself you have an issue with or the line delivery? The way it's written.
I just thought when out of context, just reading those words, I thought it was, I could hear Charlie Day say it in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, it's like... like when he's like putting on one of his characters in one of his bits or something like that. I don't know.
Explain to the people.
Well, that's why the context is important, Jeff.
Yeah.
It is this lame-o, like pretentious, over-the-top, self-important author who is delivering this line.
Why did someone say that? Just say that.
That's what I was wondering. But halfway through, I was like, well, I can't say that around Dan because confirmation bias will be like, yeah, see, they shouldn't have started with that. RPGs suck. I know you would have done that.
Even without that context, I like the line. I like the question, and then it's
the question is good, and like
answer it.
It's literally the joke, Jeff, is that this dude sucks because like they do a couple subversions.
I like that. That's fun.
Exactly. Because they expect you to have played a Persona game, so they're like, oh, you think you're talking to like the voice of God asking you about these high and mighty concepts, but no, it's just some like failed author who like is important to the plot, very important. Like I can't stress that enough.
One of you who remembers the line, say it for our chat and for our listeners.
It was say it. Yeah. Do you know it, Christian, or like?
I'll find it because
you have the DM.
I have the DM. Everybody, give me 1 second. I'll say it not without the voice. It was.
Fantasy.
Is fantasy limited? Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation? And then you can answer, that's right. Or in your best Tommy Wiseau, not always.
Always.
It's this dude going like, yea, verily, this fairy tale doth decree. And when your character actually meets the dude, he's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Well, that's the joke.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very important context.
Yes, it is.
I just think it's a good line. I don't know.
Well, no, because like when you meet him, like Gallagher's like, what is this guy saying?
Yeah, he's definitely... Yeah, he's definitely, hoity-toity. He's a writer.
This takes place in like Industrial Revolution era, and he's like the Victorian author, and so everyone's kind of like, what is this guy's problem?
Sure.
So Epic Open World's idea of having dialogue from Metal Gear or Death Stranding at the ready won't work on Dan. We all know that, right? Like,
we know nothing's gonna work.
No.
Well,
because we can say, "Do you think love blooms even on a battlefield?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, it's the hardest line of all time, of course."
Right.
I don't care if Dan doesn't like metaphor, not by. The only thing I laughed at was his like, I went with an open mind, and then he just like sent us the picture of what seemed like a very innocuous screenshot. Yes. It was like, can you believe this shit? It's like, yeah, that's JRPGs.
I do think what would be fun is what someone said, like the game of, is it Metal Gear or is it Metaphor or something along those lines.
That would actually be kind of amazing.
That's a good game.
So if anyone wants to send in that game,
that would be good.
I think that would be
into a Bombcast email, and we can read it on there.
Yes, and I'll make sure Jan's on the lookout for it. Okay, George Green says, woof. Wolf right back at you. Chrono Riggs says, hey dogs, I'm waiting for the last of the Nintendogs alarm face for my Alarmo. What would it be and sound like?
It'd be Chris Blast, unfortunately.
Nothing unfortunate about Cruise and Blast. That has been my alarm for like the last several years, and I'm not sick of it. So that's good. And then what would it look like, Mike?
Typhlosion.
Just Typhlosion, just fucking.
Just Typhlosion. That or that one Skyla Pokemon card. If you know, you know.
Just out there, just banging hard. Typhlosion. Edgar Marino says Trails Through Daybreak 2 got announced for February 14th. Valentine's Day / Lara Croft's birthday. Are we missing any other JRPGs yet to be announced? Shout out to Itazan for winning ECT for Street Fighter 6.
Well, there's supposedly a Final Fantasy 9 remake, maybe still. Who knows? Somewhere out there, just like Five will, that mouse who went west. I don't know. I'm at a point now where I'm like, yeah, if they announce that, that's great. I don't know how much I'm actually expecting that anymore.
From John Cody, you've both been talking baseball a lot lately. This is 100% for shoot. I recently got a job at MLB, and I know nothing about baseball. Yesterday, I met the commissioner. Could you explain in Nintendo terms what he does? Because I don't know. There's a lot of owners that own baseball teams, and what they all have ideas about what should be done with the league, and basically what they do is the commissioner calls meetings, has them all get together, has a points of order, and helps guide them through all their ideas and say which ones are going to actually get implemented, which ones aren't. His job is also to grow the game in terms of having a team that makes deals with television, and so that all the teams can make a lot of money from television deals and things like that, and grow the game internationally. He's both a figurehead and actually kind of also important at the same time.
So he's the Shigeru Miyamoto of baseball.
Kind of, yeah.
Are you George Costanza? Is this a George Costanza bit?
No, he's not George Costanza. George Costanza worked for just the owner of the Yankees.
The owner of the Yankees, George Steinbrenner, yes.
Fuck the Yankees.
My YouTube crashed. I got it back. Let me just find my place again.
Yep. It did the same for me.
Yep.
Thank you, YouTube. What the fuck are you doing over there?
Yeah, it's been happening constantly with me lately. I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
From John Cody. You've both... Oh, nope, that's the one I just read. Ezekiel Buchet. Eminem turns 52, and I turned 45 on Thursday. What should we do next in life? You should have a rap career, and he should listen to this show.
I think you should lose yourself in the music of the moment. You own it. You got to never let it go. You only got one shot. Do not miss this chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. There.
Mike, do you guys have a lot of... at the Browns games, the Guardians games, a lot of celebrities that show up when it's a big game? Is there a couple go-to Cleveland celebrities that just show up to the games? Because Detroit's got quite a few now.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Carey.
Right, that's what I figured.
I was about to say that. Sorry, I got excited. I love Drew Carey.
Tom Hanks is a Guardians fan, so Tom Hanks will be there as well, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen him at games
LeBron,
on the TV and stuff. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
LeBron.
so Tom Hanks will be there. There's probably some other ones I'm forgetting about, but those are big ones there. Oh, Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, the biggest one of them all.
I got his autograph at Progressive Field once.
Did he watch UP?
No, just Jerry Lynn did.
Joke. Only one of the Jerrys watched UP. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, who apologized? Jerry Lawler apologized for not watching UP?
No, Jerry Lynn apologized for watching me pee by accident.
All right. Pokey Egg says, "Hey guys, what's a metaphor?" And then it's
don't worry.
But it's it's MATA space FOR.
What's a metaphor? It ain't good for much.
Yeah. I tell you what, it is a pet peeve of mine when people are like, "They're just making up these metaphors." I'm like, that's
I can tell.
That's right. Dan, no, please. I really deeply dislike that.
I think the problem is that Dan thinks that there's the metaphor planning stage of writing things. It's a metaphors kind of happens. They're planned, but sometimes they're subconscious and
and all of them are equally valid. And it's and if you don't want to engage with them, I have no problem with that. But when you're no, all these other people are the English teacher just read it that this poem isn't about anything deeper than leaves. And it's oh, honey, no, please. They're all deeper than that. All right. Burrito says, has anyone made the joke about the Pokemon leaks Za and featuring legendaries Kim Katsurugi and Harry Dubois? I'll see myself out. Yeah, that's a joke that I'll get on. Mike, you have not played
No.
Whatchamacallit yet? Oh God, what's the Zaum? What's their game?
Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium. Thank you.
Oh
Yes.
no! In fact, I was just thinking about that. I don't know if you saw, but it was like what PC World or whatever did a list of the top 100 PC games of all time, and it's something. But yeah, Disco Elysium was on there, and I was like, oh, I just haven't played that one.
Oh
yet.
yeah, and you're gonna
Does it
like
need to
that.
be fixed?
What's that,
What?
Christian?
Does the list needs to be fixed? I don't know.
Well, it probably does. But I'll tell you what, like you don't want to make a list of best PC games anyway, because there are just so
Where do you
many
start?
of
Yeah,
them.
that's eating the
Yeah.
elephant, right? It's
There
like,
were
yeah.
I think Metal Gear Solid 3 was really high on the list, and that is only a PC game technically because it very recently is part of that Metal Gear Solid collection.
That's
so I don't know.
crazy. That's a crazy thing to do. What?
Yeah, because there's a lot of things
That's
like
crazy because there's so many PC games and you're gonna knock one off for that?
there's a lot of like, yeah, I guess that's a PC game. Okay, it was number 11. Metal Gear Solid 3 is the number
that's
11
rough.
best PC
Okay.
game of all time.
And Quake was not on the
list.
Okay, all right, yeah.
There's a lot of no Grim Fandango, no Monkey Islands, or just
This is this is PC World?
it's PC World, PC Gamer. I think it might have been in my head. I don't know if this is real. In my head, it's the same site that read that AI story about changing the graphics of Bioshock Infinite or whatever. It's PC Gamer.
All right, PC Gamer. All right. Well, we can yell at PC Gamer. I could, if it was PC World, I could get some of them in here. We could just yell at them on purpose, or right to their face, I should say. All right. AK says, got one voucher to spend before May between Pikmin 4, Kirby Forgotten Land, Brothership, and Zelda Edge of the Wild. That's not what it's called. Echoes of Wisdom. Each series is new to me. Which should I pick? Prime 4, maybe?
Prime 4 is a while away.
Yeah, I would get one of these games. God, if you haven't played any of these, I guess wait to see how Brothership does in terms of reviews. I think I'd personally go with Pikmin 4, although that one feels like it could be reduced in price the most frequently.
Pikmin 4 has a demo. You can just play that and see what you think. You can carry your progress over. So that should be
you kind of can't go wrong here. All of these are great, and especially if you're new to all these franchises. You're gonna have, these are all pretty good entries. Maybe Echoes of Wisdom's not the best entry if you've never played a Zelda. Yeah, it's kind of a little tough. I don't know. Maybe Kirby or Pikmin is my vote.
Yeah, Pikmin sounds right to me.
Cold Zebra says, Jeff, I hope you feel better, mate. The Big D is not fun. Does the timeline work for a GameCube Nintendo library? Test in October, release in December, Switch 2 in April. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Don't worry. And does the timeline work for game? Yeah, test in October, release in December, and then we get actual Switch 2 in April, and it probably has this included if that's really what it is. Yeah, I mean, it makes some sense to me. It's not impossible.
You can't let the Big D keep you down, Jeff.
I knew you were waiting for it. L. Grug says, Jeff Grug digs holes in backyards for some reason. Grug was digging a hole in the backyard yesterday. For shoot, I was digging a new hole. Now,
hell yeah.
It was...
New hole just dropped, baby.
Hole just dropped. And it was for the same reason I dug the original holes. Trees. Many of those trees we got from the Arbor Foundation didn't grow. So for Steph's birthday, I bought her hundreds of dollars worth of much more mature trees, like 6 feet tall, and
much more mature trees. They like metaphor refantasio.
Exactly. They can handle all the reading. It's impressive.
They can handle the metaphor.
I'm actually quite intimidated by them. That I got them planted out in the backyard, and as well as a lilac bush. So good times. Chris Pratt writes in. Don't forget to register to vote. Let's Super Mario run to the polls and stomp the big orange Tupa out of office. Thank you so much, Chris Pratt. He's the biggest orangest Tupa of them all.
Super Mario Run.
Super Mario Run to the polls.
I can't believe Pokemon Go is that old, actually, that it was during the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Yep, 2016. Yep.
Jeez, the game's going to be 10 years old.
Yeah, that's wild.
Look at this. Look at this Yankee get picked off.
I just saw it.
Running too far from second base there. That's incredible. All right.
And okay. Cody Bishop. I'm doing a Buffy marathon. Ever watched the show? Yes, and I loved it. It's a really good show. it's definitely in that zone now of like, by the time my kids are old enough, will I still want to show it to them? Just because Joss Whedon stuff and I don't know, a bunch of other factors, but I binged it over a couple of weeks back before like streaming. So how was I doing? Oh, I was torrenting them. I torrented every season. But yeah, I watched all of it back to back to back, and I really enjoyed it. It's a good show to start watching as fall is happening. It's got very good fall October vibes to it because it's related to like going to school, and so they're always there at the beginning of the school year when the season starts, and then it's also kind of Halloweeny. It's good. I like it.
I never watched it. I may have missed the chance. Is there a lot of like random small characters dying that's gonna bum me out?
Well, it's Joss Whedon, so you'll often know when a character gets introduced and is going to die. And that's mostly going to be within one episode, but there's a handful of characters that definitely kind of will die at the end of a season out of nowhere. And that stuff it's very affecting. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to watch it, try to watch like I don't know if they fix one. The stream version of the show is so bad because they didn't care to edit the aspect ratio. So it looks all fucked up. So if you're gonna watch it, try to watch like either at like a Blu-ray or like a DVD.
Hey, torrent's still working.
Watch it.
Cody Bishop says, "Play the Adventures of Willie Beamish, please." Hey, thank you. That's the game I was trying to think up earlier today when I said Mavis Beacon.
Right. Yeah. As much as I love point-and-click games, I never played that one. So maybe someday I think I'm pretty sure it's just on GOG now.
Yeah, I played my friend who he was the Sega house and we were the Nintendo house, and so we'd go back and forth. He was my best friend as a kid, and so he got all the Sega stuff, and he got Sega CD, and the first game he got was Willie Beamish, and I was like, this is pretty cool, but what the fuck is a loading time? What is this? This is crazy. It was so long to wait between everything happening, but I was always curious to play a lot more of that game. So maybe we'll play Willie Beamish on Giant Bomb. We'll see.
It was incredible that we had this major like technological leap, and it came with this giant caveat, right?
Yeah,
and we were just
and it was like so much cheaper to produce CDs than cartridges that they were like, fuck it, this is worth it without a doubt. So we had to just put up with it. Dr. Ryan writes in, for the last super chat for now, in a better timeline, it's Padres versus Tigers at the World Series this year. We'll get them next year, brother. That's right, Dr. Ryan.
That was a freaking cursed super chat because literally hit a double, scored a run home as you said that. Ugh, freaking Yankees.
Oh man. Yeah. If they can get like between the two of you get like 2 more runs, that'd be nice.
Damn it, Jeff. Whatever. We'll get it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. For as much as I wanted the Tigers to win, and I really did, I was like really all in on this team, and I don't, as young as they are and as good as they were this season, especially through the last 2 months, I'm not like totally bought in on, and they're going to be able to do this again next year, and we're set up with a strong foundation because it's not our traditional team, and I don't think, for as much as AJ Hinch, the manager, understood it, I'm not convinced the general manager will understand it and be able to build on it. I think they'll try to overcorrect or get some big talent that'll just mess up the vibes, and they got a lot of bad contracts, so there might have been a window missed here. All that said, Cleveland Guardians have not won a World Series since 48.
Oh, but the Yankees haven't won one since 09. What a drought. We've been waiting forever for them to win their 28th World Series.
So I was like, okay. I mean, if it's going to be anybody, I hope the Guardians can go on and beat the Yankees. We'll see. Hey, you still got 2 games to play at home at least.
I always knew the Sunset was going to be rough, but we gotta beat them at Yankee Stadium at least once. So
yep,
we'll
absolutely. That does it for the super chats for now, Mike.
All right, thank you so much. Why don't we take one more break, and then we got a mailbag to catch. You gotta sharpen your teeth, Jeff. There you go. You fumbled that ball too, trying to pick it up. Ugh.
All right, break.
The Yankees are in a drought. A
Game.
drought. A
Game.
drought.
Game. I don't know the lyrics.
That was close enough.
Take me out the crowd.
Buy me some food these people seem to enjoy. I'll hold it up and appear to be chewing it.
Yes. If it is the Subway Series, I will be infuriated. I will be so frustrated. I don't.
Said it.
Go fuck yourself, Mets, Yankees. Mets the highest payroll. It's insane.
And the Yankees with the second highest
Yep.
payroll. Cool.
And then the Dodgers right now with the third highest, right? So
Yeah. Guardians are like way less than, like significantly less than a third of those.
Yep.
God, cool sport. All right. Where's the mailbag?
2, 3
I got it.
I am good to go.
All right, let's go.
All right, Jeff. It's been a little bit, but I hope you're ready to attack a mailman and retrieve letters for me.
Teeth.
Yes. All right. Good boy. Bring it. All right. First off, from the Uncharted Wolf says, "What's up, dogs? The Game Freak leak is a massive disaster, but also gives us a peek at a game development that we'd never get before. How do you guys feel about the ethics concerning a situation like this? Should we be less chatty about all the stuff revealed, considering employee leak info also leaked? Is it not our problem as everyday consumers just talking about information that's already out there?" I mean, obviously, we don't talk about the employee info. I'm not even sure how much of that is out there or anything like that. If stuff's news, I do feel a need to cover it and a desire to cover it.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, we can point out, hey, this is illegal, and whoever did this is going to probably face consequences. Nintendo and Game Freak are not going to just let it go. And so that side of things will probably take care of itself to a certain degree. Obviously, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube when it comes to people's private information. But the leaked information is newsworthy, and so it's worth covering as news. And if you want to feel a little bit uncomfortable about that or bad about that, yeah, I get it for sure that you're allowed to feel that way, and I definitely feel that way sometimes. But still going to cover the stuff that is newsworthy.
Yeah, I mean, we went through this when the Insomniac leak happened, right? And there's people who didn't want to cover it, whatnot, and I feel the same way now. It's like I could talk about the stuff about video games that is in that leak, or what is being leaked anyways. Yep.
And it's you can just like look at it like what's the good that this does. It's like it does give us insight into how games are made, and I think that's valuable.
Right. Like we're not gonna share the URL for the source code to a Pokemon game or anything like that.
Right.
Matt in a rare UFO says, "So does Game Freak or Disney have more content in their vault?" Well, the Disney vault has kind of been opened because of Disney Plus, although there's that weird thing.
It's
now
a gaping vault now.
Out. It's a gaping vault. It's up for whole of the year. In fact, actually, we'll see how it does.
Yeah.
Chaos Buckaroo says, "Howdy, fellas. Guess the top 3 PlayStation 4 games of 2024 Metacritic and their scores as of October 3rd. Sean has the answers. Okay. Top 3 PlayStation 4 games of 2024 on Metacritic. Well, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's not on PS4. I don't think ReFantazio is.
I'm like terrible at recalling this sort of thing, so I'm not going to be much help.
UFO 50 is not on PS4. I don't think Silent Hill 2 is. I don't think was Persona 3 Reload on PS4. Like I really stopped paying attention to what games like come out on PS4.
Metaphor is on PS4.
If you need a hint, there's a theme to all 3 of these games.
Okay. Then maybe it is Metaphor, Persona 3 Reload. Uh-huh. And God, did Atlas release a 3rd game this year? Or is it just like
no? I tell you that's the wrong theme.
Okay.
I felt so good about it. Okay, maybe those didn't come out on PS4 then. Gosh, you might have to really guide us. Then you might have to tell us the theme, Sean.
The theme is these are all old games that have been re-released in some way by a certain company.
So Metaphor's not on there?
No, that's a new game.
No.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not, right, but it's like someone in chat said it was on PS4, and it's like if that was on PS4,
it's also on PS4 in addition to PS5.
We're doing. I guess we're doing Metacritic versions. Okay, Metacritic ratings. Okay, so it would have its own.
Mike has been playing one of these a lot lately.
Is it Silent Hill 2?
Mm-mm.
Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yes.
Oh, it's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, so it's
okay. It's just collections. Ace Attorney?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ace Attorney. Okay. And God, what was another?
Is it Castlevania Dominus?
Oh, Castlevania Dominus.
No, it's Ace Attorney and the other Ace Attorney. 2 of them came out on PS4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Incredible.
So in that order, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. What do you think that has score-wise?
I like an 86.
Yeah, I'll say 87 just to do that.
Good collection.
Yeah.
Mikey got in one, 86.
Yeah, well done.
And then second is the Edgeworth collection. What do you think that's at?
84.
Yeah.
Yep, 84. And then
Jesus,
the Apollo Justice trilogy came out as well. What's that at?
83.
Jeff?
Yep. Nodding my head, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have your camera. 81. Mike was also
a little bit lower. That makes people a little bit harder in those games. That's fair. Okay. Well, good.
Interesting.
Yeah. Next one here is from Jumpman. It says, does Nintendo have more pricing power than PlayStation or Xbox, given the Switch's record sales with no price cut versus the others' stagnating sales? I'd imagine. What do you think, Jeff?
Obviously, yes. Yeah. They can dictate higher prices for longer. 100%. Yeah. PlayStation definitely started PS5 generation saying, like, they didn't say it publicly. You could tell internally they were saying, we are going to try to be more like Nintendo. We're going to keep these games at a certain price for longer. And they just weren't able to justify that. So, yeah, even their biggest games drop down to 40, then 20 after a few years, especially once they go on PC. So, Nintendo just, they're like, if we're going to make these games and we're going to keep it 60, and we know you're going to buy it eventually if you don't buy it now. Eventually, you'll be able to talk yourself into it. And then once a year, we'll drop it down to 45, maybe.
Mr. Bohr says, hey, Nintendogs, Cura Revolving Sushi recently started a promotion with Pikmin, including Pikmin-inspired dishes. So my question is, what does Pikmin sushi taste like? I've never had octopus, but I bet it tastes like octopus.
Yeah, I was going to it's not just like the seaweed wrap, right? Because they seem like they got some, not crunch to them, but there's some meat to them. And I think octopus is like a good texture to relate them to. Yeah. So something along those lines. Calamari, yeah.
Velocity Prime 1 says, woof woof to my dogs. In honor of the monumental release of Joker Folie à Deux. How do you say that?
Folie à Deux.
Folie à Deux. What are the moments when playing a game do you feel closest to becoming the Joker? What Joker-fies the Nintendogs? And did it happen to your buddy, Eric?
Yeah, this happened to my buddy, Eric. For me, it's when there's words on the screen and I have to read.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Now, I think it is when a game, when I'm not expecting it to take control away from me, and I'm in the middle of a good vibe of this game feels good, and then it's all right, I'm going to just take camera control away from you and show you something suddenly. It really bugs me. I'm I feel in control, and then you are going to play the game for me now. Fine. I get why sometimes you feel the need to do that. If it does it too frequently, it Joker-fies me a little bit.
Yeah, especially in games where, it's one thing when it cuts to a cutscene or something, but some of these games where it's just the game and the UI is still there, and then everything just stops. You can't control it, so a text box can appear for a while. Yeah, that's always annoying. Jedi Moss Force says, no question today. Just a reminder that in Wii versus NES, one has Red Steel 2 and the other does not. I rest my case. I should play Red Steel 2 some more sometime.
That would be a fun one. Maybe we do that as a Delight Club.
Yeah. Casual says, dear Nintendogs, Mike, how's the vinyl collection coming along? Any new finds? Jeff, gently nudging Mike doesn't seem to work. Help me convince him that Ichiban only wants to be his friend. Love you and all that you do. I slowed down a little bit. I actually got a package from Mondo today, which was really nice. 3 special Disney vinyls, Ratatouille, Up, and Coco. So Pixar specifically. So yeah, I'm
that's awesome.
Excited to check those out. So,
that's really cool, especially for Mondo.
Yeah, they have very nice artwork on them too.
I bet. Yeah. I just got this from I Am 8-Bit, I believe. I Am 8-Bit. The Sea of Thieves vinyl collection. They sent this to me. The PR asked if I wanted. I'm like, yeah, sure. I like that music, and it's a nice, big, hefty collection here of the music, and it also has some pretty good artwork on the cover. I've not opened it yet. I got to get my record player set up again.
There you go. I love my record player. How do you feel about me probably not getting to Infinite Wealth?
I get it. I get it. It's at a certain point we are it's a war of attrition with all these games. And when would it have made sense this year if not right when it came out? Now,
right. The problem is when it came out, I was like, well, I'm going to play Persona at that time because it came out the same. That was Sega's fault. So I don't know.
I think you're missing out for sure. But yeah, I think you probably made the right choice for you at the time playing Persona instead of this.
Who knows? Maybe I can still at least start it at some point, get a sense of the vibe. Stinky says, take a second to gush about something good going on with you. For me, a few months ago, around the time Mike mentioned Penny having back problems, my dog Buddy jumped wrong and lost control of his hind legs. Happy to say he's doing a lot better after a few months without needing surgery. That's good.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, the Twitch channel has been doing really well, and that's been making me happy. So I've been enjoying doing that. I'm excited about going to Minneapolis very soon to hang out with Dan and Jeff and Sean and Kayla, whoever else is going to show up. So looking forward to that trip for sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's been pretty good over here in terms of there was some health scares, and it turned out nothing was wrong across the board for everyone in the family. So it's like, oh, that's good to like get past that stuff. And then school's been going good for the kids. It's been fun seeing them get back in the swing of things and learn stuff. That's like, man, I wish I had more time to teach you these things. And it's like, oh, that's why they go to school, because like a couple weeks into school, they are both like coming along on like Addie with her math and Emmy with her reading, and that's been great to see.
Beef Hammer says, how come these typical gamers are spending $1,000 on PCs or pro consoles just to sit on their couch with their anime pillow and play 7-year-old games, while my fellow Sigmas and I only need to pay $300 for the Quest 3s to get active, become Batman, and escape this reality full of betas? Also, Jeff, I'm going to need to borrow the backrub suit once Arkham Shadow drops for immersion's sake.
Yeah, have it dry cleaned before you return it, please.
Screaming Man says, hello, Jeff, sad tiger enthusiast Grubb, and Mike, jolly guardian guy Minotti. Maybe. What is the greatest baseball game ever made on and not on a Nintendo platform? Well, on Nintendo, it's Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, we talked about that in Bombcast, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the show has been good for a while. I remember MLB The Show 09. It seemed like the year where like everybody was like really excited about how good it was. And I know they made improvements since then. That's like the one with like, Mauer on the cover and had the fun commercials with that guy, Ken something, whatever that was at the time. So MLB The Show 09 sticks out to me a lot as a favorite.
Yeah, and I like Super Mega Baseball recently. That's been I go to, and I always have fun playing that game. It's just real solid arcadey baseball.
Joyzy says, back in July, I asked if this year could officially be called the year of RPGs. You both agreed we needed to wait until Metaphor came out to decide. Now Metaphor is out, Avowed and Fantasy Life were pushed back to 2025, and we still have Brothership and Veilguard on the horizon, and Dragon Quest, might I add. What are your current feelings on the year of RPGs? It feels like the year of RPGs to me.
It's the year of RPGs, absolutely. Right. I mean, if you're an RPG fan and you're not enjoying this year, I got some bad news for you. You just don't like video games anymore. This is crazy, yeah.
Right. It's funny that we got this the year after the Baldur's Gate 3 year, right, which is like a big release for JRPGs. Or RPGs, and now we have this, which a lot of JRPGs specifically, but a lot of RPGs in general doing very well this year. Jim says, hello dogs, excuse me, he said hey yo dogs. I recently took redundancy and I'm using the time off to catch up on some games and work on some projects such as Godot. If you had a couple of months off with no kids, dogs, job obligations, what gaming project would you do?
It's hard to even imagine a situation like that.
It's like, could I learn Godot? Probably not. I don't think I could. I don't know how. I don't think it's a matter of willpower. I think I'd be starting from such a zero that I just can't learn Godot.
It's not that hard. You'd be fine.
Not hard at all.
Yeah.
But then I'll make a video game.
All right, there you go. Yeah, I probably would be like, I would probably try to mess around with an engine and get like a platformer going, just to get something that feels good with a stick figure or something like that. That would be enough for me to be like, oh, this is cool. I get why people like this process so much.
Yeah. I probably use it to make up.
Like if you follow like a couple like YouTube's tutorials and like some like posts on Reddit and something like that, you can get that done.
Just have Chat GPT do it for you, Mike.
Yeah, there we go. I just want to make a point-click adventure game. Jamie H1224 says, well, dogs, it finally happened. Last week was the first week I didn't compete in the Nintendo World Championship weekly challenges. think the total numbers the previous week were at like 15,000. It's basically just speedrunners now. So unless we get leaderboards or new games, I think that's it for me. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't take too long for like the people sticking around with that being the pretty hardcore. So it was really it was fun in that first week to like get in the top 5%. Not easily, but it was doable. And now I bet that's pretty competitive.
Yeah. This is definitely like I keep thinking, I'm like, I should go back to that and try some more of that. And I will. I wish they would add leaderboards, though. Come on, please.
I know. It's just saying the game doesn't have normal leaderboards.
Yep.
That's another thing coming out this year still is the speedrunning stuff for Astro, which hopefully happens sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Eden says, is I hardly even know her, or that's what she said, the best phrasing punchline. That's what she said is a bit overplayed. So I think I hardly even know her, has some legs right now.
I agree. Yeah, and it's like it's always fun when you get like a weird I hardly even know her for some word you weren't expecting to hear it for. That's a good time.
Sludge, remember the Alarmo. Reinhold says that's pretty good. Hello, Mike. Is it better than Duck Hunt Minotti? And Jeff, yes. Grubb, there's been a lot of discussions about your various boomer thoughts and belief, and rightfully so, but I'm curious. What do you think is your least boomer gaming opinion?
I don't.
We like new games still all the time.
Yeah, it's hard. Because it's like, man, I think. I don't know. It's tough because it's like first thing that came to mind was turn-based is still good. That's kind of boomery.
That's kind of a boomer,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, I can't even.
Silent Hill 2 remake is good. I'm like, oh no, that's
I can't even have a non-boomer thought. Oh no. I don't know. I think something about Roblox looks appealing to me a little bit. I guess there you go.
I can't follow you down that.
No, yeah,
road.
most people can't. That's why because you're a boomer and I'm not.
Is my mild defense of Suicide Squad an anti-boomer thing, or is that a boomer thing? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Shit. Bench JC says, "Why is Aaron Rodgers so good at that? What, did he have a good game or something?" I'm kind of out of touch with football because the Browns are so bad.
Oh, weird, man. Did you saw they traded Amari Cooper? Why is Aaron Rodgers so good at that? I don't know. Like he had an okay game. He actually had a better game than the team was playing against, but they still lost. So listen, he's really good at pouting. If that's what you're talking about, like one of the best pouters in the league.
He's not very good at Jeopardy or hosting Jeopardy.
No, he's not very good at.
Really good at not getting the job too.
Yeah, the best top 10% of not getting the jab. Yeah.
Always Be Clothing says, "Hey, yo, doggos, if you return home with a bunch of exclusive swag, say a Disney World trip or an overseas trip, what did you do with all the stuff you bought? Did you seal it away as part of your collection, or did you probably display everything for everyone to see? Thanks. Also, holla if you're going to be at Game of the Year, Sean." As you can see, I like to display stuff, and then stuff I kind of don't have a lot of room for. It's kind of put in the basement for a bit, but I generally like to display things.
Yeah, my stuff will like. What do I get? I get like magnets usually. That goes on the fridge down here. And then anything else, if I get like stuffed animals for the kids, that just gets played with and gets laid around the house mostly. And then anything else that I find that like I think that I'm getting because I think it looks cool. Yeah, it'll probably end up down here on a shelf somewhere.
Always Be. Oh, that's what that says. Sorry. Gobble D Gooker says, any theories on the canceled Bandai Namco Nintendo game?
I thought Mike was right with saying that's probably that Kid Icarus game that we were speculating they were working on when they said they were working on a Nintendo contract project for a like action game. They said when they were hiring for it or whatever. Yeah. So that's probably what it is.
That would be canceled though.
I have no idea. I mean, maybe just
Sakurai can't be happy.
Maybe the timing got weird for it. Maybe it's like maybe Nintendo just like, hey, we already gave you the money for this, finish it. And Bandai Namco's like, well, no, we need more money. And both sides were like, is this even going to be worth it? Because we're going to release this on the Switch and it's going to take more time. And then we'll have to make it into a Switch 2 game. So it'll need even more money. I'm speculating, but it could be something along those lines.
Johnny Boy says, hey, y'all, Mario Party has seen a huge glow up and return to form this gen, Jamboree being the best reviewed in the franchise. Is there any franchise you want to see get the same treatment? I would love to see the Mario sports games get the same treatment. Yeah, I would love to see the like Mario Golf and especially Mario Golf kind of go get back to its glory days a little bit for sure. Yoshi I think is a big one. The Yoshi games have not been amazing for a while. I would love for them to make a Yoshi game that was like, sniffing Yoshi's Island in terms of quality.
Yeah, I think they should make the Pokemon games good. I think they should just like put some effort in that. That'd be weird. It's hard for me to not think about the sports games because all this, the problem with the sports games in the Switch generation is they all play kind of excellent. They all have awesome mechanics, and then everything else around it is weird or like missing. The tournament mode that was awesome in Mario Golf on the 3DS. An awesome online tournament mode where it's like there's just a tournament going on, and at a certain time you participate it, you play at your own pace, and then there's a scoreboard at the end, and everyone's just put up on that scoreboard. That rules. You can see your friends' scores. I wish they would just do that again. They didn't. Instead, it's like, no, this is going to be kind of a local party game. It's kind of a pandemic game. It's like, what? Oh, okay, then why not do both in this one game? So I'm hoping for the next round of Mario sports games, it is sort of a return to fully featured games once again, because they nailed the gameplay in everything. Strikers, was fantastic. Yeah, just make the games around the games better.
Octo says, do you think in 10 years' time, Dan will replay some Metal Gear game and come back all like, man, Kojima's games are very political and few messages. Did you know that? Or is it a lost cause? Somehow Metal Gear Acid 2 will end up being the game that breaks Dan's subtextual glass ceiling.
I think he recognizes now that they're political, I think.
It's not subtext. It's like super text.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The president's involved.
Yeah, you're right. The Metal Gear's not one for a lot of. There's probably some subtextual stuff here and there, but no, like most that's especially the politics. They're just saying what it is. Yeah.
I wonder how he I haven't seen like too much of Metal Gear Scanlan. But like before that, how did Dan get through Metal Gear Solid 4, which is just not that much of a Dewey game?
Right.
I guess he was just so invested in Metal Gear at that point that he actually did care about those cutscenes, so it was fine.
Exactly. Yes, 100%.
Mike, did you hear about when he started watching Kayla do the playthrough? Like what he had to say about it?
What'd he say?
He was like, these games are pretty talky, aren't they? You're like,
Metal Gear Solid.
Dan, no shit.
They sure are. They sure are. Tommy Pencil says, have you started calling feet grippers yet? Absolutely not. I call them tooters.
Why like this question is phrased like you're going to start doing this any second. Have you started calling feet grippers yet? So it's going to happen eventually. Yes.
We may as well start now.
But the answer to the question is yes, because some of the kids do this thing where it's like you put your finger up by their toes and they'll grab it like a little monkey foot, and it's we call them grippers. Yeah.
I like tooters. Ali Miracle says, so when's the Sonic Eternal Lore Bible getting leaked? Yes, it's real. That'd be great. I'd love to see what that thing says about the chest size of Sonic characters.
I mean,
right?
And that's a series that famously, like right away, they were gonna have Sonic have a human girlfriend that he kissed, like right away. And then away. Tom Kalinski's like, the fuck are you talking about? Absolutely not. No, what are you doing? And they got their way eventually, but
once old Tom wasn't around to slow him down.
Yeah, so I would love to see all the documents about that.
All right,
real quick, there was that Video Game History Foundation website that I got to test where they do have like old magazines for sure, but they also have like a lot of documents from a bunch of companies, and one of the companies, or maybe it was one of the designers that provided documents for all their stuff was a Sonic 2 designer who had a bunch of papers of like, here's just my doodles, and here is my actual work on character designs, and here's level designs and all this stuff. And you could just like look at the graph paper of him working on that stuff. And that was really cool to see.
I'd love to see that. All right, that's it for the mailbag. Why don't we take one quick break here, and we'll be back. We'll read the rest of the super chats. We'll talk about any games Jeff has been playing, and yeah, that'll be a show.
Thumbs up.
All right, good break.
We've been giving up so many leadoff runners in the postseason. I feel like I'm sick of it. All right.
This Soto guy, he seems good.
Yeah, Juan Soto's pretty good at baseball.
All right, we can get right back. Jeff, have you played anything? You want to talk about Zelda?
I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom.
And Nine Souls. Oh, fantastic. I want to hear about that then. Yep. Okay, great. All right, we're back. Jeff, you just told me you were playing some more Zelda. Please tell me how that's going.
Yeah, not that Zelda, though. I don't know how these kids decide what they are into at any one moment, but I think Addie just like felt like playing a video game. And so she takes my Switch out of my hands, basically, when I'm trying to play Echoes of Wisdom, trying to finish that game. She plugs it into the base and starts up Tears of the Kingdom. and she's just like fruiting around, right? She's just like going around the world doing whatever. She's playing on my save. So she's got plenty of life. She's got a bunch of resources, and she's just having a good time. She's using all the powers, building stuff, doing whatever she wants, and just kind of guiding herself around. Emmy sees this. She gets her Switch, my old Switch Lite, and she's like, I want to do that because she saw Addie beginning to like build something, and Emmy's like, I'm gonna build a house, but she can't like use my save on there, so she's playing on her game, so she had to start from the beginning, and we. On the original tutorial island, we found some parts that she could use to build her house out of like, the wood planks and stuff like that. But if you go too far away, obviously it desyncs, it leaves the world. And that was very disappointing for her. And I'm like, there is a quest in this game where you could just have a house. And then you don't have to worry about like, she wants to furnish it and she wants to she wants to build it around one of the stoves, one of the fire pits, so she can cook stuff in her house. Like, I think you could just get a bunch of stuff and put it in that house once you start going down that quest. I don't think I ever really did it, but that would be fun. And so she's like, yes, let's do that. And that means I've had to help her get through the tutorial section, and we finally just did that. But it was like, I'm playing that tutorial section again. I'm like, man, Tears of the Kingdom's pretty good. This is a good game. I'm like, I think it's not obviously not forgotten, but it's definitely like, yeah, that was the sequel to Breath of the Wild, and now that feels like the assessment of that game in this point in time. So going back to it without like any conversation happening around it anymore, it's just I'm having a good time just playing it and helping her get like do her specific goals. And now we're out in the open world, and I'm just gonna run straight to Terrytown because I think that's where the house is, or it's near there. And I'm gonna see if we can do it right away with like 4 heart cells and no stamina. So we'll see how viable that is. I think obviously you need some resources to get started there, but we'll just start that quest and we'll start working on it. Now, it's been enjoyable, and she really wants to do it in this game for some reason. I don't know what that is, but I have also been like, should we just be playing The Sims? Should we be playing a Dragon Quest Builders 2 was recommended to me by a lot of people when I posed this problem. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give those a shot. But something about Zelda has got them both like very much hooked in this moment. And I think one, they just like Link. I think they like the way he moves and controls, and they can understand. Sure. So surprisingly, they get their like elastic child mind around moving these pieces with the grabber hand power in 3D space. They both have not struggled with that at all, really. So I think they just are used to it, and they want to keep doing it there. And I'm enjoying helping them. Sorry. Oh, sorry, bud.
Sorry, as a judge just hit a home run.
Yes.
That's great. I remember it wasn't too long ago that you said like maybe Emmy was losing interest in video games.
Yeah, so, it comes and goes. She's definitely at a high tide with them right in this moment because she's playing on her Switch Lite a lot. There was and in the last couple of weeks, that's where we were playing a lot of Smash Brothers again, and that was like her first going back to games after a couple of months of not like, it was summer. She was doing other stuff. Maybe that was part of it. But yeah, we played a bunch of Smash, and she was like, I'm just doing this all the time now. And that got her back into her Switch. Like her Switch Lite sometimes will just sit off to the side untouched for weeks at a time. And now it is hard to get her off the Switch. And she's like waking up in the morning and grabbing it as we're getting ready for school. And she's trying to take it in the car on the way to school. So yeah, it's hot and cold, just like I think a lot of kids' interests can be at any one time.
Sure. Yeah. It's like a little, like all my nephews and nieces, they kind of have settled a little bit into that. We kind of just play Minecraft and Fortnite thing.
Yep.
Which is like, they could do what they want to, but for me, it's like a little sad. Although the one is like really into Undertale still. And while we were watching the game on Saturday, like she was just like showing me her fighting Undyne and doing other things.
Oh, that's cool.
She really wants to do a stream with me. She wants to play Deltarune together. So,
oh, cool.
Like that's neat, right? So it's like, you know what? Like, hey, I don't expect you guys to like be like me where I played a zillion games, but I do hope like every once in a while you find something that is a little bit outside of the Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox world.
Yeah, and I think that's what I really appreciate about this is like they're playing Zelda, but they're still playing their own way. They're finding their own fun, and I think that's great. And it's like I want to encourage that because I think that's a really cool way to engage with the hobby and to view games in general and view play in general beyond just games. They're like, no, I have decided how I want to engage with this thing. I'm going to try to make it fit that as best I can, and I think that's really cool.
And the nephews nieces, like some of them are playing Fortnite with each other now, so like that's
cool.
Cute. Like they get very excited about going online with each other. So
yeah, Lego Fortnite. I got a lot of people recommending that as well, and I'm like,
right, you do build stuff in that,
right? I'm like the pain there is not great on Steam Deck, and the Switch version probably runs like crap.
Yeah,
but maybe she wouldn't care. But it's like I know I'm gonna end up helping her a lot, and I don't want to fucking play that on the Switch. So
yeah. You're right. I am curious, like, what is the assessment of Tears of the Kingdom going to be when we're maybe like 5 years removed from it a bit more? You know, like it's always interesting to look back on it when the next Zelda comes out, which feels like it's as far away as could possibly be. By next Zelda, I mean, you know, the next one of those.
Right. Yes, the next mainline Zelda, of course.
No, I don't mean that.
What's frustrating is I'm like such a piece of shit contrarian that when it comes out, Tears of the Kingdom, I'm like, I like Breath of the Wild better still, and I'm fully confident in that opinion. And now so many people are like, Breath of the Wild's so much better than Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, quit talking about Tears of the Kingdom that way. I'm like, what's wrong with me? But,
hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
we need people like you, Jeff. It's okay.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't think I make anything go round. But
make me go round, buddy.
I'd love to hear it. I'll say that I'm still feel pretty good about how I feel about Tears of the Kingdom. It is an incredible game that does so many amazing things. And if anyone, while they're playing it, isn't enjoying it, part of me is like, I can get it to a certain degree, but you're going to get out of that game what you put into it. And I love that. It's a very, go and express yourself and have a good time with it if you can figure out how. And I continue to really appreciate that it exists. And I think it was the right move after Breath of the Wild. Let them experiment with more ideas in the same space.
I still love it. I think I do prefer it to Breath of the Wild by maybe just a little bit. It's, hey, they're both two of the best games ever made.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you don't really have to choose. You could play both.
Would you like to read the last of the super chats, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I left off here with Hitch. Yes, I think Hitch is the first one I need to read here. Hitch says, Jeff, by some miracle of God, will Alan Wake 2 get released on Steam and Epic give up publishing rights back to Remedy? Will Bloober remake Silent Hill 1 and 3? Okay. Alan Wake 2 seems like something that, because the going forward, Remedy is partnered up with the movie publishing studio that I can never remember. Annapurna. And that was like only like slightly related to the games. They're going to be publishing the games themselves going forward. So Epic's not involved with that going forward. That says to me there could be a time limit on what's happening with Alan Wake 2 where eventually Epic will lose the exclusive rights there. And at that point, I think Remedy would just publish it on Steam themselves. But, don't get your hopes up on that happening anytime soon. The studio is very busy, right? So it's like even if they do get the chance to do that, it could take some time after that point. So, yeah, hold on there. For Silent Hill 1 and 3, what do you think, Mike? You've been playing Silent Hill 2. It seems like it's been very successful. So, yeah, I guess so.
I don't know exactly how it's been selling. It would be weird to me if it's not doing well, but we've seen that happening. Like, I hope it's not a Dead Space situation where we had that very good remake recently, and then I was like, it didn't really do what they wanted. I hope this is doing well. And yeah, I would just have Bloober immediately go and do Silent Hill 1, do Silent Hill 3, give them the same treatment. I think I would even kind of prefer that than doing something original, just because I have been scared by people's stories of like Bloober's writing. So maybe they're better at adapting than making something from scratch here. And they already had other people making like new Silent Hill games anyways. So yeah, I'd be happy to see them work on other games in the franchise.
Yeah,
because again, they did a very good job of Silent Hill 2.
My hope for Bloober would be they've learned, and that the reason that this is better is because they've gotten better, and which is a possibility. But the likeliest scenario is what you're saying, that they're adapting something and that it provided the guardrails to make something good. So just keep doing that for now. All right, let's see here. Ricky B. I came in late. I just have to say, Mike, after your petting the dog in video games rant, you can't hate on Dan for rolling his eyes when he heard that humans thing. Lol, love you guys.
You're right. He's allowed to think that. I think the humans thing is kind of neat because the designs are incredibly fucked up and fun. And look, I of course it's a little on the nose, but I still don't ultimately know where they're going with it. There's, I have a general idea, but I'm excited to see where exactly they're going with that.
Yeah, for me, it's like, of course, so much of this stuff sounds hokey out of context.
Exactly. Yeah, it always does, especially fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have any attachment to this stuff. Like
Right.
the second you start liking the world, you're gonna start making sense. Like
exactly.
I love Dune, but if I tell you like, oh, like what's a Haderach, you're gonna laugh on my face. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yes.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, so like in like the big enemies in Metaphor with Dazio, they're like, everyone's like, those are humans. Oh, I didn't think they were real. And they're like, it's not like it's me walking around. They're like fucked up monsters with like a human face stretched across its abdomen or something like that. But
they're not subtle about the things that's happening in that universe. So like, it's not like they're not being like weird.
And
about
I like that
humans.
too. I don't need it to be subtle. I don't think
the yellow painted it for you.
Yeah, I don't
exactly.
I don't need them to be like, oh, we're gonna make it degrees of difficulty higher by hiding this under a bunch of subtext. It's like, nah, it's just it's the thing it is. We get it. All right, from Simon from Saskatchewan once again. To help you get out of a funk, 24 is a good cure. I should continue watching 24. That's
I thought they meant the amount of money they were sending.
Well, maybe they only sent $2 Canadian, which is fine. But yeah, also $24 would help a ton, of course.
Yeah, you could get a real big Sheets meal with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, I did play 24 the game on Giant Bomb once. That did not get me out of any funks. That was pretty.
No.
When me and Dan were immediately like, we can't play more of this. This is just boring.
Oops.
Yep. Ricky B says, and totally unrelated, the Penguin might be at the Andor level of TV shows. Check it out.
That's what I heard.
That's what I've heard as well.
They're talking big game about this show, and I'm like, ooh,
I'll be the judge of that. I'll check it out. People have been saying that too frequently for me, and whenever I see clips from it, I'm like, that looks kind of
Do you like the
interesting.
Batman? You don't even like the Batman, I think.
I watched the Batman, and I kind of have no feelings about it in this moment, so I don't know what that says. Like, I was like, I like that director, so not that he's doing the TV show. All right, let's see here. I think we're back to Hitch again. What is the progress on Respawn single-player first-person shooter and BioWare's next Mass Effect? For BioWare's next Mass Effect, that's obviously mostly been put to the side while they finish up Dragon Age. Everyone that was working on Mass Effect, for the most part, has come over to help with Dragon Age to get that across the finish line. As far as Respawn's single-player first-person shooter, that Skunkworks project that they were doing with the director of the original Titanfall, I don't know. I haven't heard about it in a while, and there was never really that much to hear about. He's just been kind of like poking away at it for several years. I imagine it's further. I mean, just the way time works, it's further along than ever. But I imagine at this point, they probably have something that they know what it's going to turn into when it becomes a final product. But I'm just guessing there. L. Grug says, Jeff Grug uses feet to pick up stuff. Feet strong.
No, Jeff Grubb use feet to pick up stuff. Feet strong.
Yes, that's right. Jeff Grug use feet. Pick up stuff. Feet strong. But Mike, you use your feet to pick up stuff all the time on podcasts.
Oh, I'm very good at it. Yes, yeah. I just don't want to call them clenchers.
Grippers or clenchers.
Grippers.
Both are good.
I like tutters.
Tutters is great.
You think your food powers came because you snored your grandpa's food dust?
First off, it was my dad's foot dust. How dare you?
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely.
Poppy's foot dust sounds like an old time remedy, like snake oil.
Yeah, it's like snake oil. Yeah, get your Poppy's foot dust here, or relieve your gas and make you intellectually more sophisticated for the ladies.
Hey, it'll keep you up all night with the missus, if you know what I mean. Philip Fortuna says, shame I missed calling the dump truck. I wanted to remind people of the time Dan didn't know putting a cooked steak in the fridge doesn't uncook it.
God, did that not come up the first time? Because man, I think about that one a lot too. Yeah. Food could get uncooked when it gets cold.
Yep. Like he just doesn't understand what's happening when something gets hot and gets fire on it, and it's yeah, fair enough. I mean, I suppose some things, like water. You apply heat, it goes in one way. You apply cold, it goes back to what it was. Like, so.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I could understand how you could think that.
Right.
I guess I was just shocked at some point in like, the first 20 years of his life, he didn't realize that wasn't the case.
Right, exactly. A couple more here. Pokey Egg says, Dan's next blight should be the bad Universal Studios one hosted by Woody Woodpecker, since it combines his hatred of fun theme parks and woodpeckers.
I mean, I think he likes theme parks now, but I have thought about this before. It would be pretty fun. You can't give that game to me because it's bad, and I love it. I love walking around a stupid theme park and playing bad mini games and hunting for letters. Yeah. Gosh, I wonder. I've never actually played all of it. I don't know how long it is. It might be in a weird place in between Lightning Round and a full Blight Club game. But he's doing 2 in a row. Maybe he gets a medium one sometime. I don't know. We'll see how good of a boy he is.
Yeah, I mean, after his games, we have the Lightning Round. So, yeah, we'll see. Final one here from Connell Wood. Petition to rename Super Chats to Tupa Chats.
Oh, that might be trademarked by Chris Pratt. I don't know if he wants to go on. Well, I mean, by Nintendo. And you see what their lawyers do.
We'll see. If I remember next show to call them Tupa Chats, then that's what we'll do. Otherwise,
you won't.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm implying here. Mike, that does it for the Super Chats for now, unless anyone wants to send in any last-minute Super Chats before we get done here.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up now. What do we got going on? We're not doing Blight Club this week. Lucy is busy, but we're going to do Blight Club. I think Dan and I are going to make you play a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, I'm going to
want you to try for a while.
Infinite Crisis?
No, Infinite Crisis is the DC thing. I do that all the time. It's Incredible Crisis.
Incredible Crisis, right. Yes. Infinite Crisis is the DC thing. Incredible Crisis, I'll get that downloaded right here as soon as we finish. Get it ready. I mean, get it off the shelf and get it ready for the show tomorrow. So tune in for that. That'll be in the Blight Club spot. I don't know. We'll have other things. Thursday, I said we were going to do something, and now I can't remember, just like Mario it always goes. Oh, yeah, we're doing the Mario Party late at night, so we're not going to do much during the day that day. We'll see.
And Game Us Decides is going to be earlier, maybe like 6 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern?
yeah. Let me know what works best for you, Mike. Does 6 p.m. work?
Probably fine.
Okay,
yeah, it's fine.
So it's going to be a busy night for us on Thursday, but everyone should tune in.
Order a pizza, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Make it a real party. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Right, let's get out of here. Bye. Style.
I am an animal. Caw, caw.
Oh yeah. Chuck Tassi gave us $5.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
You know I'd be eating ass.